The system is flawed, never ran by the majority. In fact, it's safe to say it's ran by a minority. The rich, the upper class, the corporate caste. The implications of these revelations are nothing if not vast. Forgetting our past mistakes is the perfect present for snakes, as the worthless heaven and takes the hoard who can afford, as the poor are thrown overboard while the rest are chained to wages through the ages. The passing of time accompanied by the rhyme of a corporate crime, first class sublime up above the grime, where the poverty line is just a distant picture. You follow your prophets with that hidden hand scripture, wealth for self above everyone else. Crooked like the back of a worker breaking rocks, how could that ever be cuckoo for their cocoa pops? Your stocks and bonds only correspond with bunker bombs and drones, living in colour-coded zones, designating safety levels of investment, stupidly fucking low tax assessments, high-level impressment to correct what the press meant to say, buying and investing in NGOs to help control the flows of global dissent. The intent on the surface shows their purpose to be helping humanity out of calamity, but the real insanity is the absent profanity against the interests who make gains from these pains. Oxymoronic thinking increases the bottom line at minimal expense. The entire damn system has built-in obsolescence. This free market murderer, a persistent and consistent perjurer, a nurturer of socio and psychopaths laid with good intentions, investing in inventions that makes us all more redundant. In a world where resources are abundant, only capitalism could cause such scarcity. Adversity is conversely the core of this economic system, making us victims of a profitable demise. See, it's all about the winners and the losers, the abused and the abusers, the producers and the consumers, the citizens and the rulers, the rich and the poor and the wall in the middle. While the fiddle can be heard on the radio and Neros, we live in a world where mass murderers become heroes, where zeros and ones make up the economic sums of our daily bread, branded with logos like livestock as we rock the latest swoosh on slave-made shoes, while singing the blues about the rough life you've got, where have-nots who want more, something better than before, whilst feeling lost to the core, trying to fill that hole with ever more, that hole marketed to you. So what they could do is sell you the cure to non-existent things. The infomercial jingle rings in the subconsciousness, and what this accomplishes is higher stock ratings for shareholders. You know, the ones that bet on boulders of debt crushing shoulders of millions whilst making their billions and trillions. This privatised, preposterously profitable grim reaper making payments more steeper each year for basic health care. These Armani soldiers in boardrooms and lobbying with PowerPoint lies. There's nothing in the public purse that isn't in their private eyes of these suits and ties. Your government is something they already buy and sell as the markets swell then bust. Any trust must rust as they only listen to profits, that bottom line with nooses dangling beneath. Smoke and mirrors from talented thieves. Their beliefs revolve around the ground of this hidden hand. Nothing sinister about a primetime minister who believes in a faulty economic system, profiting from victims. Disaster ever after, clinking champagne glasses, sitting on their asses, accompanied by laughter. These soldiers of the Fortune 500, making money from slaughter. Shit, they even managed to sell Scottish people bottled water. See, if it's free, available publicly, then they'll break it apart, rip out its heart and sell it for personal gain, because this system is insane. I mean, we have paedophiles in Parliament and amongst the royalty. Meanwhile, daily the workers are pushed deeper into poverty. The hypocrisy of plutocracy in this broken democracy, we're like frogs in water boiling incrementally into another day of predicted worse pay, while hundreds of billions are spent on weapons each day, sending millions to their early graves, spent on radars and long-distance lasers, right down to local law enforcement use of tasers. But apparently, the economy is struggling. And yet, every day there seems to appear something which definitely queers this modern narrative that ignores conflict investment. Comparative spending on welfare and public services has never been seen. What a crazy dream that we pour more into helping the poor than arming them to kill each other. When's the last time you heard of rich people ever having to suffer in a war? These captains of industry constantly involved in exploitation, sparking confrontation for a better grip on the market. Where there's poverty, there's a target, a huge bullseye, tempting the wealthy to try to help, while helping themselves more, pound and work workers into the floor, where daily goals revolve around targets and sales, and your pay packet fails to last you through the month as they spend trillions sitting on the defence, arming each side worldwide, stoking the fires of conflict, a pyromaniac's instinct to watch the world burn, while profits churn and turn, bringing more power as the poor die, the rich get richer by the hour, the minute, the second, always beckoned by that hidden hand, that definitive brand of exploitation, rubber stamped upon every nation and all of its people. Austerity is a cover for improving corporate prosperity. It's like armed robbers who already own the bank. The economy never sank, it's always been submerged. Even before subprime hedge funds, economic big guns creating disaster for their corporate master to profit from their risk theories. Their think tank queries about gains and losses tosses aside any sense of morality or humanity. The disparity caused by the destruction of our public services for the purposes of privatisation only helps further cripple the nation and make the wealthy even more so. They cry austerity? We should say no. Call bullshit. Point out the emperor's naked. You need an example? Take it. From any military news site that covers government spending, it's a joyride for the corporations in the military-industrial complex, which rejects in its central aspect the prospect of peace at any cost, a deal much worse than Faust's. See, cuts aren't about paying back debt, but a way to get the entire set of the nation's infrastructure up for sale. At the cost of our public services and standard of life, they cut at the risks of society with that austerity knife.